Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're taking a look at the 10 deadliest Killer Instinct characters.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we're looking at the most dangerous fighters in the Killer Instinct franchise. Touch them and they'll break your face. Only exception here is that we won't be including guest characters. Sorry Rash, but you're not crashing this party. Did your favourite make the list? Tell us who your main is in the comments below. Cinder. Cinder is right.
I would not want to be you today.
No one would want to be you should you cross paths with him. Just look at him. His entire body is made up of unstable plasma. He could easily melt you with a meager poke. Even without all that fire and armour, Cinder would still make a formidable foe. Before getting involved with Ultra Tech, he was Ben Ferris, a criminal who'd been convicted of assault and arson. His backstory was rewritten for the 2013 reboot, where he's depicted as a skilled soldier. The point is, Cinder could take you out with his combat prowess and not have to toss a single fireball.
That was too much fun! Supreme victory!
Orchid.
Target spotted. This should be quick.
Ooh, she's a killer! The lyrics of Orchid's theme are the literal truth. In every game, she's laid the smack down on our butts on more than a few occasions. Honestly, Orchid is the bona fide badass of the Killer Instinct cast. Here's a woman who's worked in the military as a Black Ops agent, can summon a blazing feline, and has taken on killer robots, a dinosaur, a werewolf, and even freaking demons. How is she still alive? Easy. 'Cause she's a killer! Eyedol. He may look like a big lummox, but don't say that to his face. Faces? This warlord has a murderous split personality. With his mind divided from getting clawed by Gargos, Eyedol has two different behaviours when in combat. One is constantly in a blind rage that makes him unpredictable, while the other is always thinking several steps ahead, plotting the next move and smiting foes with magical powers. Really, no one in their right mind would take this guy on, unless you're any of the other KI fighters. Riptor. Only in a game like Killer Instinct would you find a cybernetic, fire-breathing dinosaur as a playable character. The product of genetic engineering, Riptor has human-level intelligence, the physical force of a velociraptor, and the belly of a dragon. With her plasma-infused claws, she'll tear your face off like she's opening presents on Christmas. What's worse is that Ultra Tech touts her as a product of military weaponry. So if Riptor is insanely lethal on her own, imagine the bloodbath that an entire army of Riptors would leave in its wake. She really is a clever girl. Gargos.
Kneel to your god.
This evil half-god resembles the devil himself in design, ambition, and power. Gargos can absorb souls, draining his foes and granting him the ability to utilise shadow moves. He can also create portals to whatever dimension he wishes to destroy next. Of course, in a fight, the infernal demon will employ other dirty tactics too. These include healing at an accelerated rate or making himself invulnerable with stone armour. Hey, why would you expect fairness from the final boss? You're fighting a demon god. There's no such thing as fairness. Hisako. Most of the Killer Instinct cast are vicious enough to scare the souls out of our bodies. We didn't need something like Hisako to come crawling out of the vat of nightmare fuel. Sure, she may be slow when walking, but it's when she's crawling that you need to run for your life. You're going up against a dead girl who fights with a naginata, housing the soul of her dead samurai dad, and who can use supernatural abilities. You can't even try to run away because she'll just teleport to your location or possess your body and contort your limbs. And to think we were all scared of Bloody Mary when we were kids. Shadow Jago. Jago was already an opponent to fear with his superior martial arts and fast reflexes. So what happens when you combine his skills with the power of Gargos' Omen? Well, you get an unstoppable force of the Tiger Spirit. Seriously, there are few things that can hold back the mighty Shadow Jago. With teleportation thrown into the mix, those flurries of sword strikes turn him into a human pizza cutter. Predictable is a word that just doesn't exist in Shadow Jago's dictionary, and God help you if you fight him on Kyle difficulty. Sadira. She just had to be a spider lady. Sadira may seem alluring at first, but she could not care about your romantic interest. No, Sadira's only interest is to serve as one of Ultratech's assassins, and she will make sure you suffer a slow and painful death. Not only will she kick your ass with her Moibaran boxing skills, she'll carve you up with her arm braces and throwing knives. Oh, and she can create spider silk to web up her victim, throw herself around like Spider-Man, or attach it to a knife and pull herself towards you when you're struck. Yeah, she's anything but a steady target. Sabrewulf. Yeah, this is one doggo you don't want to pet. Baron Conrad von Sabrewulf was a German aristocrat before he was infected with a disease that turned him into a ravenous werewolf. As a result, he has become one of the biggest threats in the KI universe. Even Ultratech has him labelled as one of the most dangerous creatures on the planet, and rightfully so. His feral nature makes him incredibly hard to read, and those giant claws of his will shred you into an unrecognisable mess. Needless to say, calling him a good boy won't get you off the hook. Before we unveil our final pick, here are a few beastly honourable mentions. Spinal. Beware this cursed reanimated bandit.
Supreme victory!
Omen. Not as powerful as his master, Gargos, but no fool either.
Bow before the Herald of Gargos.
Kim Woo. She's got a freaking dragon spirit.
I've got a friggin' dragon. You can see how this ends, right?
Glacius. You're gonna need more than fire to melt this monster. Fulgore. Obviously, we couldn't forget about Fulgore. Our favourite killer robot has served as the franchise's mascot since the very first Killer Instinct, and makes for one of the most fun characters you can play as. There are so many reasons to fear this unfeeling, steel-cold cyborg. Is it the menacing stare from its laser-equipped eyes, the hyper-speed reflexes, the lethal energy blades on its wrist? Can we choose all of the above? What's frightening is the fact that there's an onslaught of Fulgores running around, so even if you were to defeat one, you'd still have another few thousand to go. In other words, Fulgore is the true Terminator.
Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.